over to you.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to keep it very short and sweet because ultimately what I'm going to do is almost give you a bit of a social clinic in terms of what we look out for when we speak to businesses. But obviously there's a load of you at the same time, so I'm not going to do each individual business, especially in front of others. So what I'm going to do is sort of the couple of things that we look out for when we speak to businesses of how they can improve their own social media. I am going to start with websites very quickly. Your website is what you are known for. It's what people will go to make sure that, one, you're a professional outfit, but two, also to check you out, to make sure that you are what you say you are and you do what you do. So the first thing I would say, anyone that has a website, whether you're a charity or business, is make sure it has a clear message on there. So what is your aim of your website? Is it to get a particular product to sell? Is it to get donations? Is it to make sure that your social media is present on your website via social feeds? Is it to show off your testimonials in terms of your reviews? Is it to show off that you've worked with some big clients, amazing clients in the past, which you want to showcase and say, these are the amazing things we've done? It all sounds like easy stuff. The amount of times we look at websites and people will tell us, this is what we've done, this is what we do, this is what we do in the community. You go onto their website and you can't find it. So it's unfortunate. It's a phase which sort of younger people are using. If you haven't taken a photo of it, it hasn't happened. If you haven't shown it off to people, if you haven't recorded it anywhere, it hasn't happened. You know, it may have happened to you, it may have happened to the business, the staff may remember it happening, but unless you're sharing that with your community, it doesn't exist. And particularly for your website, because a lot of people who will visit your website don't know who you are. You know, they could be Googling you for your services to just try and find a particular product. They will want to know about you, you know, and there will be a time where they will compare. Sometimes they'll compare prices, which you can't really do anything about, but sometimes they will want to work with a company that has a good company ethos, a company that works in the community. We're quite fortunate in Portsmouth where we do have a lot of companies which do support the community and do get involved. And speaking from our own experience, a lot of the clients that we've had is because of the stuff we do in the community, not because of the products and services we offer. There are some fantastic digital marketing agencies in Portsmouth. We're quite lucky in terms of the amazing marketing teams in Portsmouth, but the reason people have come to us is because of the things we've done in our past. Some of the things I've done in my previous career, which got nothing to do with digital marketing, is why people have come to us as clients, which is coincidence, but also it's because I have put myself out there in quite a public way. So websites, that's the most important thing in terms of loading times as well. So when you go onto a website, it doesn't load properly. I'm very impatient with websites. So if it doesn't load properly, I just go back and then flick over to something else or something that will work properly. Particularly for any businesses that have really good high quality imagery, which is always important, especially for any sort of publication or any media packs that you're putting together, any PDFs, you want to use high quality photos. Before they're uploaded to the website, just make sure those images are compressed, because the larger those images are, the longer your load times are going to be for your website loading up, which is where somebody like me will go into the website, it's not loading up, don't have the patience, we'll go into something else. So just be careful with that. If you are a charity, for your website, if your purpose is to get as much income as possible, have your donate button right there on the home screen, really bright, really obvious, so people can click to it. Some of the charities we speak to, they'll have their donate button right at the bottom of the screen, which is next to their sort of address details. If donations is how you survive, if donations is how you want people to come to you, go into your website and donate easily, make it as easy as possible. Don't make them navigate through a whole page. Don't make them go page to page to page. Make it really easy for them to donate for you. So I'm going to leave that website. In terms of social media, I know most of you have, I'll say actually all of you do have a fantastic social media presence. So I'm not going to dumb it down. I want to keep it really short and sweet in terms of what you can do across the channels you use. So the most channel that most people are on in this group is probably LinkedIn. Then of course you have Facebook, Instagram, and then TikTok is becoming the very fastly emerging platform since the pandemic, because human beings, our attention spans are getting lower and lower, which is why we seem to be watching shorter and shorter videos. That's just the way the world is. Last year, video content got 78% more than written content. So that is why you'll start to see a lot more video. Now, video is something which not everybody's comfortable with. It's something which is quite difficult to do, because it does mean you're having to record yourself. It means you're going to have to try and take 4 or 5 takes, sometimes 10 15 takes. But what I will say is, it doesn't matter if you get it wrong. Just post it up. Good friend of mine and somebody who, you know, I'll endorse as a PR contact. Somebody, you know, Hope McKellar. She did a brilliant video where she uploaded her bloopers. Basically, it was how many times she got things wrong while she was trying to record a video. I think that got more engagement than the video that she got correctly, which was brilliant. But also what it did do was it showed off her personality. It showed off the person that if I wanted to meet her and speak to her about doing a press release or doing an interview with Portsmouth News, for example, I've seen somebody who's offering that service who is authentic, somebody who actually understands the issues that I might have with I'm scared to talk in front of an audience or scared to talk in front of a camera. The more you do it, the easier it gets. A bit like public speaking or running presentations, it does become a routine. So video is key. You don't always have to be the person featured in the video. Use your staff, use the community around you, use the people that are just around. You know, there's ways of getting reviews as well that way as well. So if you want to try to create, rather than just getting reviews on Google and just posting them as a generic post, record your customers talking about the fantastic services that you've offered. Get some testimonials of them talking about how great you are. If you're a charity, get people that are associated with you. Why they associate with you? Why are they donating time? Because everybody has a personal story. Particularly in Portsmouth, we have 470 registered charities, which is a lot, but all of them get funding in terms of from personal donations, from legacies, from a variety of different reasons. You know, there's people associated with things. So Spark Community Space, for example, I had no idea. I think I was supporting them for about 6 months, and then I realized my nan was part of Spark Community. I had no idea. You know, and she's raving about the Christmas dinner now, which was free apparently. Which yeah, it was for her, but it wasn't for me. But it's fine.
You just kept supporting Terence.
Yeah, and I think that's important. I think we're quite lucky in Portsmouth. We're quite genuine. I think there's a lot of businesses out there which will just chuck money at something, but not really care. They won't follow that success. They won't follow that business. They won't follow that charity journey. One of the things we want to do as an organisation this year is try and put businesses and charities together this year. And that could be a way of saying every client that we get as a commercial lead, you're going to support this charity, or you pick a list. That's the charity you're going to go to, and you know, a percentage of your invoice that you pay us will go to that charity. So that's something we want to try and set up. That's something which is going to be broader. It's something which I'm speaking to Shaping Portsmouth about, because that's something which I think charities need, that support. On the other side, the reason I'm quite passionate about charities as well is because I'm a trustee for a children's charity called the Literacy Hubs. So I understand the pains of when having to go for funding, having to go for grants, when budgets are cut, when the Prime Minister changes 3 times and everything gets cut again. So I understand those pains as well. So in terms of, you know, if anyone, what we talk about today, if anyone wants to contact me about just going through your digital marketing, like I said, it's all free. Just let me know and we can either jump on a call or, as I prefer, in person, and we'll go through things. So other things which you could do on social media very quickly. Yes, you're a business. Yes, you have products and services. Don't just speak about your products and services, because eventually people are going to get bored about what you're selling. Because most of the time, the people that are following you know what you sell. But what you want to do is start building up your platform by either educating them, so showing them what you can give them for free, give out little snippets of what you do, interact with your audience. So it could be that you have a customer who has made such a huge difference to your business. Shout about them on your social media, because what will happen is all the people that know that person will interact with that post. So it sounds really simple, but actually it does work. And then what will happen is when you do speak about your products and services, those people who wouldn't necessarily have followed you before will see what you actually do. So the amount of people that I speak to, they're like, oh, I didn't know you were into building websites and doing social media. It's like, yeah, because I don't really shout about it. There is a part of the business which obviously it is that, but actually what we like to do as a company is shout about the great things in our community. So it has worked in the sense that that's happened. That was never premeditated. That was not manufactured in that way. But as a tip to organizations that are out there, if you care about your city, if you care about your communities, shout about it. Don't keep it to yourself, because it will have a benefit another way. The more you give, later on down the line, somehow you will receive. That is a fact. You know, it will come back to you. Talk about connecting with your audience. In terms of posting, everything is great. connect with your followers, engage with their posts, show an interest in their lives. Now, if you are following people who you're genuinely interested in, that will come really easily because you'll look at what they're doing, you'll know a little bit of background, you'll be able to interact with them because they're almost like work friends in a way. Connect with them, engage with their posts, because the more you engage with their posts, the more your business is in the limelight as well. Now, again, it's a bit premeditated and almost cheating the system, but if you're interested in something, tell them. So don't just put a like on a page to say, so for example, let's pick the golf day, the Spark. Don't say, wow, and leave a comment, like it. Why don't you tag somebody who's interested? So I don't play golf. I'm not a golfer, but one of our team members, her dad is a keen golfer. So I saw it, tagged her in it. She's now going to book in for her dad and all the workplace. So it has that impact, which wouldn't have had that impact if I just clicked like. Okay, so that makes a big difference to that organization. It hasn't done anything for me. It hasn't brought in business to deliver social, but that's not the point of it. It's to support the others, and obviously, like I said, the more you help others, later down the line, they will support you. And Portsmouth is a fantastic supportive community. Video, like I said, was great for engagement. One thing that you'll be seeing a lot of in the last couple of years is podcasts. Podcasts have been coming out because we don't read as much as we used to anymore. We do start listening to audio. We do watch videos. Podcasts are starting to go into the video sort of section as well. The reason being is because what you can do, even if the video podcast is now long, what you can do with that video is snip it into 12 different segments if you wanted to. You can pick little subjects out. You can post them as reels on Instagram, post them on TikTok, post little snippets, little previews on LinkedIn. You can tease your audience before you release a full episode, because majority of the time the full episode will not get as much viewage as those small little tips, because working people don't have the time sometimes to watch a full hour video, but they'll have time to watch 12, 30-second snippets, and you're still getting your business out there. So that's something you want to do. Have a look at that as well. A call to action. So with your post, what is the purpose of your post? Is it purely just to educate? Do you want your name out there? Do you want people to donate? Do you want people to buy a particular service? If you do, tell them. Any of you who work with customers, so previous to this, I was in hospitality 15 years. I would tell you now, customers aren't the most smartest of people, okay? You do need to point them in the right direction. You do need to shepherd them along the journey which you are taking them on. So even if you have a Christmas menu on your post, they'll still ask you, where do I find it? They may not think in their head, oh, I'll go on their website. They won't. Put it out there, put the link on there. Here is our Christmas menu. Click here to view our menu. Click here to book this. Click here to do that. Give them a call to action. Any post you do, have a purpose of what you want them to do. It might not be any services. It might be just educating. It might be just saying, what do you think about this? What is your view on it? Get them to engage with you rather than just clicking like. Give them a reason to comment and engage with your posts. Other things, follow other people who are in a similar ilk to you. So even if it's a competitor, give them a follow, make friends with them. I'm a very passionate in terms of not having competitors. It's working together. There will be some things they will steal from you. That's fine, because you just do it better. That's not a problem. But you'll be learning from them as well, because there'll be so much which you can learn, but also they will sometimes be ahead of the game on certain things from you. You will only know that by following other people who are in the same industry from you, because majority of the followers you have won't be. So make friends with them, learn things about them. And a lot of the times, I've recommended other digital marketing firms before because they're not the right fit for us, but I know that a different digital marketing agency would do a great job with them. So I'm not afraid to recommend any other different services in the same industry. I'm quite happy to do that. So if you are connected with other people in your industry, engage with them as well. Don't be scared to shout about your competitors, okay? Focus on your favorite social channel. So which one is the one that works for you? So audiences obviously depend on age, demographics. You will know which channel is working for you. If it's Facebook, go for Facebook. If it's LinkedIn, which is working for you, do it. If it's all of them, great. But most of the time, you tend to have one or two favorites which are working really well. A lot of companies now, particularly e-commerce companies, TikTok is just going through the roof. It is doing really well in terms of engagement. If you're making videos for Instagram, or if you're making videos for TikTok, repurpose those videos, post them onto the other channels, do different things. use relevant hashtags when you do post them. You know, I don't always use the same hashtags either. You know, try and build your own following on your own special hashtag. I don't know if there's any other businesses called Spark Community Space in the country, but I'm pretty sure if we started posting every single day with that, if somebody did ever type in Spark, we'll eventually come up with Spark Community Space. Helen with Homestead, I know that Homestead have a number of different offices around the UK. Hashtag Homestead will obviously come up with a variety of different offices around the country, which is fantastic because your name's getting out there. But what you can do is, for your post, for example, you just do Homestead Portsmouth, which you do anyway, which I've seen you guys do, and you do it really well. And then also when you are doing those posts, if they are individuals or businesses that you're working with, make sure you tag those businesses, because those businesses may not see your post unless you tag them in it. If those individuals are happy to be tagged, tag them in it. LinkedIn's probably the easiest one because people's profiles are out there. You know, with the others like Facebook and Instagram, just double check they're happy for them, because sometimes they won't necessarily have a business profile, but they'll have their own personal profiles, which just double check with them. And then I would say, and I think this is a good thing about Portsmouth, we're definitely not robots. We all definitely have personality. There's a lot of characters in the city. So I think when I say on social media, don't be a robot, I think everybody understands what I mean. I looked at my LinkedIn about 6 years ago. I scrolled back through all the posts I was doing, and they were not my voice. It was not me speaking in them. I was conforming to how, at the time, how I had to be perceived from the company I was working for. This is how you should look on social media. Now, there is a fine line, of course, with what you post and trying to represent your business, but at the same time, people buy from people. People engage with other people, not with AI, not with robots, not with live chats. They want to speak to an actual person. They want to be able to, when they go to a networking event, go, oh, I saw you did this, I saw you did that. Wow. Not, I saw you sell websites, you know. So engage with your public. It's not all about likes. You know, we say that to a lot of clients. We say that to a lot of people we meet who will say, oh, I put this post out, it didn't get many likes. And I say, cool. What insights did it get? How many people have actually seen it? How many impressions did it get? So LinkedIn's fantastic. You can do that on LinkedIn, you can do it on Instagram, and you can do it on Facebook. If you go onto your business dashboard, it's very easy to follow. So on LinkedIn, for example, you can go to see how many likes you got. You've also got impressions, which basically means how many people have not only interacted with that post, but how many people have seen it. So you may only have 10 likes for that post, but you may have had 4,000 people see that post. The fact is they've seen it, regardless if they've interacted with it or comment on it, they've seen it. Your business or yourself has been in their ether. So you have shown up. I'm sure most of you would have been in rooms before where people have come up to you going, oh, I've seen you on this. And you'll look back going, well, never heard of them. Probably because they've never interacted with you. They've never liked, they've never commented anything, but they've commented. So which means you're showing up on their feeds, which is great because it means your business is out there. I think I've gone over my time, so I'm going to stop there. But if anybody does want me to do a very quick, well, actually, it won't be as quick about it. It's normally an hour when we do the social clinics. If you want me to do a bespoke social clinic for you and your business, I'm happy to do so. If you want me to do that with your marketing team or with anybody within the team, any LinkedIn workshops, profile buildings, or if there's a channel which you want to focus on, just give us a shout. We're always happy to help. And like I said, the social clinic's always free. So if you do get any benefit from it, great. You know, we love to see people who take the social clinics and then a minute later their website and social media is glowing. That's what we want. We want everybody in Portsmouth to be as successful as they can. That is everything from me.